Many of us have loved ones in assisted living who can no longer be visited due to the coronavirus crisis. It would be nice to give them a simple method of making video calls to the family. If they are technologically or physically challenged or even suffering from dementia, clearly a smartphone is not the ideal device for them. We'll show how to make a tablet into a simple, more foolproof video phone. This is a Samsung Galaxy S5e tablet, which we'll use for this purpose. If your loved one has reliable Wi-Fi in their residence, then almost any tablet will do. If not, you need an LTE tablet like this one, which I bought from Verizon with a roughly $50 monthly prepaid plan. It has 16 gigabytes per month, enough for about an hour a day of video calls. We'll first show how it looks and how it works, and then give the details of how to set it up. We'll be using Google Duo as our video app on the tablet. Notice the three picture icons on the home screen next to the Duo icon. These were dragged out of the Duo app to be shortcuts, so my mom can more easily call her three children. If you tap on one of these, you get a screen which lets you make either an audio call or a video call. We'll tap the blue button to make a video call. You should install the Duo app on everyone's phone that might be receiving this. As you can see, we were connected, although you get a lot of feedback if the two devices are too close together. If the recipient has a very recent Android phone, they might not even need the Duo app, but you may as well do that. You'll need the Duo app to call the tablet. Now, when someone calls you, the tablet will ring. Same situation. We're connected. And feedback would be happening pretty fast. I also put Gmail at the lower right to enable mail reading. It's not as simple as Duo, but it's easy to avoid if you don't know how to do it. But you get a typical Gmail display when you tap on that. Now let's get to the setup, where we try to make the user interface as simple and foolproof as possible. When you first turn on the tablet, it goes through the basic setup procedure. If it's an LTE tablet, and you are supplying your own SIM card, you'll need to put that in and follow the directions to activate it. This tablet came from Verizon with the SIM card already installed and the tablet activated. You need to enter your loved one's Gmail address or create a new one if they don't have one. Next, you probably want to connect to your Wi-Fi, do the Android updates, and download the Duo app from the Play Store. A subtle point is that you'll have trouble setting up Duo from the app itself because the tablet doesn't have a phone number, just a data plan. So you need to go to duo.google.com in Chrome, where you can register. You can use Chrome, and then you can register the tablet Gmail address without a phone number. You should enter the people to be called in the Contacts app. It may be a good idea to email their pictures to the tablet or take their pictures with the tablet if they are handy. So you can enter pictures in the Contacts app as well. Any pictures from contacts will appear on the desktop when you drag that contact out of the Duo app. Now, the new tablet will have a lot of apps and clutter that we want to clean up to get to the clean look that we now have. Let's take a look at some important settings of the tablet. The connections, basically it's probably worth turning off Bluetooth just for security and energy and data use to reduce that. The Wi-Fi I have connected to mine, but since my mom doesn't have that, I'll be turning that off before I bring it to her. Now the display is where a lot of the action is going to be, so we're going to do quite a few things here. First is the brightness. It comes down pretty low. You may want to crank that up a little bit. Depending on the eyesight of your loved one. Adaptive brightness you probably can leave on. It will make it brighter when it's brighter outside and dimmer when it's a darker room. The font size and style is a key option for our senior citizens. It comes with a pretty small fonts and it doesn't come with a bold font. It looks about like this. So I've cranked it up a bit, gone to a bold font to make it easier to read. Screen zoom is another fun option here. Again, it comes pretty small, and you can make it bigger so that everything looks bigger. And so I've kind of gone up one notch on that in my case. Now, screen timeout, that we up that to 10 minutes because that might be helpful as well. A home screen is a very key option here. Now the layout, here's a home screen grid is a 5x5 or a 6x5. And so I've picked the 5x5 to make everything a little bigger and a little spread out. So the app icons do social distancing, as it were. Now, there's a hide apps thing, which is quite useful. And I've already hidden some of these. We can go through and hide some more. Certainly my mother's not going to be playing any games and with this. And so we're going to hide some of these other apps. For instance, we'll hide this one here. We'll hide that one. We'll hide that one. We'll hide this one. Spotify, Yahoo Mail. She doesn't have a Yahoo Mail. We'll apply those. Now, there's a lock home screen layout, which is kind of a key thing. Once you have the home screen set up just right, I recommend setting that so that the user won't accidentally move things around and they get very confused. You know, most of us who aren't senior citizens can get confused when those things disappear, so you can imagine what could happen there. Now, after the home screen, we'll go back and take a look at a few more options. There's the Google. I'll tilt the tablet here because it does show the email when you bring up the security. Whoops. Google, and then security. And then find my device. So I initially thought I wouldn't have to put on location services, but this is probably a useful thing. I don't have any lock screen. I don't have any fingerprint or face recognition to keep things simple. If the device walks away or it just gets misplaced, you can download the Find Your Device on another phone, and then you can actually figure out where this thing is. So that's probably worth doing if it's going into an assisted living place. So let's see. So we had Google, and that's about all we need to do, I think, in these settings. There's one last thing that we want to do, and that is if you swipe to the right, as I've already done, you have some other apps that probably I might want to use, although my mother's not going to want to use them. But if you swipe to the left, you get this Bixby home screen, which is Samsung's voice assistant. My mother's not going to be using that, and so what you do is you go to touch the screen so you get the executive thing. You can turn off the Bixby panel like that. And then when you swipe to the left, nothing will happen. So you just have this one to worry about. We've simplified the thing, and we've locked the screen, so if someone tries to move the icons, they don't go anywhere. So we have a fairly simple, as bulletproof as we can make it, video phone made out of a tablet.